This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News, joined by Liam Beefy Smith here in Saudi Arabia. Liam, good to see you. How you feeling? How's the journey over?
Good, mate, yeah, good trip. Not a bad place to be.
No, certainly not. And yeah, we're just having a chat there. 16 years ago yesterday, your pro debut. Some journey.
Yeah, some journey, flies by. 16 years. I'd never ever think that. It doesn't feel like that, but when you think of it and look back, 16 years. Yeah, it's insane.
When you do look back and you reflect on your career, what stands out? I know you could easily say your world titles and other titles along the way, but are there moments that we don't see, which you might be able to share to us now, that really stand out in your career?
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of moments, there's a lot of things that have happened in a 16-year career with three brothers who have also had careers along the same path. I openly said maybe Eubank 1 probably topped it, but it was weird to say my best moment was Callum becoming world champion. It's just so weird to say that when I've been world champion myself, but it was just a weird feeling I had, and I think all of us had the same feeling. It was more my little brother's world champion, and it was just a weird. I didn't cherish my world title like I should have. It was just one of them. I felt like I was world champion. I said the belt got put in the washing basket a couple of days later, and I probably didn't really, not milk it, but didn't cherish it like I should have. But then obviously moments we've had over the years. I'd be here all day telling you we've had some great moments, had some great memories. We've had travelled the world. Whether I'm not even going to mention the countries and places we've travelled as a family as boxing, but yeah, probably too many to put my finger on.
Does that, feeling like you never quite made the most of being a world champion, does that play a part in your thinking now? Does that make you feel like that's why you want to get back to that level and maybe pick up another title so you can cherish it and make the most of it?
Yeah, of course. That was what I said when, after the Munguia fight, I just thought, look, I need to try and challenge again because I know I'm good enough to, and if I do win it, I'll cherish it more now, and I know what it means to be world champion. I was still not a rag-ass kid when I won it. I think I was 25, 26 maybe, but yeah, I cherish it a lot more now.
I imagine as well, being 25, 26, you must have been the talk of the town back then when you picked up the title.
I may have been, but I didn't think I was. Okay. I was just, I was at football the next day, and it was just back to normal. I know it's reality, and it's what I do now anyway still, but I was just, yeah, and because of the first so many years, 20 odd years since Paul Hodgkinson, the first Scouser to do it, I just didn't really think it was as big as it was until then I seen Callum and Bellew, and now Nick Ball's won one. Yeah, I'd love to challenge again just before I finish.
How adamant are you, Liam, that opportunity will arise and you can still achieve those goals?
Yeah, massively. If I get the opportunities, I think it can arrive. It's just all about getting momentum going again. Obviously, I've come off the back of a bit of an injury, and unfortunately, I got sick just before the last one. But I feel it's weird. It's a hard conversation to have. I feel athletic again. My back's fine. I've shifted a lot of weight that I was carrying. So now I feel like I did 5 years ago. And that sounds mad, it sounds cliche, and I feel like you're probably thinking, yeah, I'm bound to say that, but I do. I've got the weight off me. My back is fine. Your back makes you feel old, you know what I mean? A bad back makes you feel old. My back's being spot on, so I think it was the right decision in pulling out the last fight because I was sick with flu, but I feel me doing that has probably gained an extra 12 months on my career.
I was about to ask, do you feel like you're getting old though, in yourself, in the gym?
No, never ever. And that's the crazy. It might sound mad because the last performance, but I know the last performance was down to injury and injury alone. I left myself a lot to do in camp because I was injured. I should probably never have been in the ring, but that's it. Nobody paid the price more than me. So before that, Eubank 1, I still felt 26, 27 years of age. I think I probably showed that. Like I said before, a bad back makes you feel old. You know, it's not like I had a bad hand or a bad knee. Your back makes you feel old. So now I was saying to someone the other day, I feel athletic again. I've always been quite mobile. I've always played football. I've done a lot of yoga for years. It's weird that I feel athletic again. So I'm properly in a good place now, and that's why I'm happy and looking forward to the next 12 months.
How would the ideal 12 months coming up play out for Liam Beefy-Smith?
You know, when I ideal 12 months, just see what comes out now. I've had, you know, conversations with promoters. I'm over here now. Fingers crossed, I could get back on a Riyadh season card, because the way Turki Al-Sheikh's doing it, like, you know, it's like he's playing with boxing. He's making fantasy matchups. You know what I mean? That's what it's like he's doing, and it's great because all promoters are working with him. So these fancy matchups, he's saying, right, I wouldn't mind that be that. Or somebody comes to him and goes, look, what about, example, just say Smith v a name. He goes, yeah, I'll pay for that. And that's how, you know, yeah, I'll have that on my card. And that's all he's interested in. He doesn't want to sign Liam Smith. He doesn't want to sign Chris Eubank Jr. He's not bothered like that. He wants matchups that's going to be entertaining for a Riyadh season card. And, you know, I'd love to be on one of them cards again. I know I'm fortunate enough to pull out of one last time, but fingers crossed I can get on one again. If not, then it will be, you know, Matchroom, or, you know, I'll sit down with George and Frank and see what way they can offer me, and what way they can guide me in the next 12 months. Because, like I said, I'm in the autumn of my career now, and my next loss is my last loss, so we'll see.
Seems to be very much so. Then you want straight back into the big fights, no somewhat warm-ups, no ringless fights.
I'm 36. I've fought at every level possible. I don't need a warm-up fight. I'm a 12-round fighter. I don't need no 6-8 rounders. I need a big fight. Josh Kelly was trying to get that fight, a 10-rounder. I'm a 12-round fighter. I don't need no warm-up fights.
One name which could potentially be explored, and it depends on how it all unfolds, is Hamzah Sheeraz. Obviously, Hamzah very liked out here.
Yeah.
He's just been called as a WBO mandatory to Zhanibek. But is that a fight you might look to pursue? Because whilst he may pursue the title, he also needs to fight somebody maybe like yourself who's been up there and could take him those deep late rounds.
Look, of course, I've said that. You know, I've openly said that. I've openly mentioned it. Well, to the people who need to hear it. Hamzah's wanting the Chris fight, which, again, we can see why. At the minute, Chris is the #1 middleweight in Britain, and he's probably the bigger name. But you know, it's a fight I'm massively interested in. It's a fight that was spoke about last year. If he's not getting the Chris Eubank fight, which I don't think he is, because I think the Chris and Ben fight's done. So, you know, you can fight me as a you know, a yardstick for Eubank if that's what he wants to do. But we'll see whether Hamzah takes the Zhanibek fight, because, you know, it's a tough fight for him to take. Well, he hasn't really had that step up yet.
How would you fancy his chances against Zhanibek if he was to go in with him next?
You know, I think it's a good fight. I think Zhanibek's a very good fighter, but, you know, Hamzah's style takes the southpaw advantage away, if that makes sense. You know, southpaws are all good enough, but when you're as tall as Hamzah, you take the southpaw jab away. It's a good fight. I know they sparred lots of rounds. I'm sure Hamzah will be confident in that fight. Look at the Denzel Bentley fight. Hamzah's not Zhanibek, you know, he's human, if that makes sense. You know, but a very good fighter himself. But it's for 2 world titles, I think. I'm being told Hamzah won't take it. I think, how can you not? He's been offered 2 world title fights. 2 world titles. Yeah.
What did you make of Zhanibek's performance against Mikhailovic the other day?
Didn't watch the full fight. Didn't watch it, mate. Yeah, it was on at a mad time. I just seen the result on the thingy, and once I seen the result, I never watched it.
Fair enough, Beefy. Just sticking with that theme, were you surprised Juniors turned down what Frank says was a £5 million offer to fight Hamzah?
I don't know. I'm surprised with him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I seen Eubank's interview, and I think, well, yeah, I can see that point, what you're saying. But if you've got options elsewhere for the same thing, and listen, you know, he's getting nowhere near half that to fight Callum Smith, and that's what I'm trying to say. Everyone's saying about the trilogy with me or Conor Ben or Hamzah. He said no to fight Hamzah. He's not interested in a third fight with me, even though it's 1-1. But he'll fight Callum Smith, whatever his name is.
Cerameta.
Yeah, Cerameta. Yeah, like, there's no way he's getting very good money to fight Kermel. There's no way he's getting more money than what he gets to fight me on a Riyadh season card, or 5 million to fight Hamzah. I'm sure he's getting nowhere near that. So it's just mad. He's a strange character, isn't he? So
What puzzles you the most about Junior?
Look, he's got to keep that persona going now. It's more just as delusional as the carry on out of him now. I feel like he thinks it's funny. I just feel like he's taking the piss out of the Saudi culture. He's turning up with swords and all that. It's baffling me, but I don't find it any bit funny what he's doing. I don't know. It's just a strange one. If he sits inside like he just needs to fight for money and all that, then so be it. But I just think, how can you knock 5 million back for Hamzah Sheeraz?
We saw Conor and Chris have an altercation earlier on. It's not the type of thing which you'd usually be associated with in terms of running up on someone in a hotel, but do you think you might need to do something like that to really get into his face and make him realise that this is 1-1, you want that trilogy, or could you live in peace with the fight not going ahead without having a third bout?
I would not do that because I don't need to do it. I wouldn't go and get in someone's face unless you were going to throw a punch. I just don't get all the in-the-face bravado arguing. Honestly, I don't get it. It's just if somebody comes up to you and argues with you, then so be it. But I'm not going to go and get in Chris's face. If he says anything to me, I'll react there and then to what gets said. But no, I'm not going to go and get in his face and try and talk nothing to do with their fight. I beat him. I stopped him in 4 rounds. I know the reasons why I lost the rematch, but it's still 1-1. So I don't get why you wouldn't want to put that straight. If I'm an easy fight, go and get good money for it. I just can't get my head around it. But yeah, like I said, I can sleep at night knowing I would bit your hand off for the tear fight. I'll take less money for the tear fight. I've openly said it.
Beefy, just away from all things yourself, Beterbiev-Bivol, what's going to go down on Saturday?
I think it's a top fight. I think probably whoever gets the game plan right. But I've been asked to win, and I think Beterbiev wins.
Why?
I just think he finds a way. He might lose a couple of rounds, but he'll take one to land his own. I think he punches like a mule, and yeah, I think he gets the Bivol.
Does your opinion change slightly because obviously you've seen what he did with Callum?
My opinion changed on his punch power, yeah. What being close and in the noises of his shots, but effortless. I don't think he tried to punch hard, but punches crazy hard. I think he's just born with it. He's blessed with it. The question's still out whether he'll age overnight. That creeps up on you once that catches up. You can't turn back the clock, but as of yet and what we've seen, that isn't the case. So I have to say what I saw, and I think he beats Bivol.
And obviously with Callum, we know he wants to return. We're waiting to see where his future lies. But what has he said to you? Where does he see himself going? Because there's obviously a lot of light heavyweight fights which have been taking place recently.
Yeah, he's back. He's got the hunger. Wants to get back in there. I think he'll probably tell you himself, but I think he really fancies the Joshua Buatsi fight, and I think I think he spoke to a couple of people, not over that fight, but he spoke to a couple of people over coming back. So I'm sure we'll see him back before you know.
And just to quickly get your thoughts on Catterall Prograis in 2 weeks on Manchester. Just get your thoughts on that fight, please, Liam.
I think it's a very good fight. I think it's a very tough fight for Jack. It's one that I fancy just nicking on points. But it's a tough fight for Jack, and it literally is one step before your world title.
And one to end on.
Could easily be a world title on the line. It's good enough for a world title on the line.
And just one to end on, obviously we were speaking earlier about your journey in boxing coming towards a close now. Does it feel a little bit sad when you think about your brothers? Obviously 2 of them retired now, both you and Callum in these final stages, final throes of your career. Do you look back and does it feel sad, or do you all feel kind of happy with where he's going?
No, it'll be both. It'll be both, mate. It'll be sad once the 4 of us are done, because there's no more Smith brothers in professional boxing. Like I say, the thing, the places, the nights we've give the fans who followed us have probably been second to none on their behalf. See somebody proud the other day, they'll be gutted when it's gone. And the places we've given them to travel, I'll try and name a few: Monte Carlo, San Francisco, Vegas, Texas, about 5 trips to Germany, Russia, Mexico. You know,
Outside
just-
of say Riyadh then, and anywhere in the UK, and anywhere you haven't boxed so far, is there one location you'd love to try and tick off if you could, where you haven't previously boxed?
in a boxing sense, no. Like the boxing, the boxing meccas and the places you want to box. Vegas done, Madison Square Garden done. No, one doesn't swing to me.
Australia?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Australia. No, I'd love to just visit Australia anyway. I've never been. My brother won Combat Gold there. My dad and all that went. I couldn't. I was in an amateur tournament, so I couldn't go. So, yeah, I'd love to visit Australia regardless. So, yeah, I'd say Australia.
Right, Beefy, I appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your time here in Riyadh, and I'll speak to you soon.
Nice one, ain't that?